I've already been working very hard, but today is the day where we're taking out the supporting wall, and I'm really, really scared. As we should.
Yes, we're removing a load-bearing wall and installing an RSJ. That's a steel beam for those who don't know. And this is a serious project, so let me introduce the team. This is my dad, and this is Graham, Brad's friend. And obviously, you know Brad already, because he's been around for a long time. This is a seriously scary week, and we've got a lot going on, so we needed all the manpower we could get, so my dad came over from the Netherlands. Now, what we're doing here is we're actually getting the steel in position. Now, why this position? It's basically because you can't move a steel anymore after you've put acrows in, after you've removed the wall, because otherwise the house will collapse. So you need to put the steel on the inside of the acrows as close to the wall as you can get. The same counts for the acrow props. Put it as close as possible to the wall that you're taking away, just so it carries all the weight. Make sure to remember this concrete lintel, because this is going to give us some problems. But before I get into that, nah, the house is fine. Just make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications, because I need you to keep cracking at these videos. It's time to prepare the area. We are taking some of the plaster away from the wall so we can see what's behind it and which bricks we are going to remove slowly without the lintel falling down, hopefully. And there's also some fire bricks that need to be removed, which we are doing here. Now, I forgot to drop off my son's lunchbox and his bag, so I had to go back to the nursery. But in the meantime, the guys got cracking. And as per Brad's motto, let's get cracking and get on with it. Look at the results. And then this happened. We got back from the nursery and yeah, the concrete lintel had sort of come down because the piece of the wall that we were meant to leave just sort of broke away. So yeah, I mean, it's just hanging about now. Hopefully it doesn't fall on our heads at this point. But look, we were making moves. You can see through the floor to the other side of the wall. This is going amazing. At this point, my husband stopped by in his lunch break to see how we were doing.
It should be coming today. They said they had to go to London. Yeah, to collect it.
A few moments later.
So yes, we were actually waiting for this to come. This is going to be the savior of the day. This is a steel lift. In fact, not a Genie steel lift, but a MUBA steel lift. And why a MUBA? It came down to the doorway width. Our 79cm door meant that the MUBA's advertised 74cm seemed the only option, as the Genie was much wider. Given their weight, pivoting such a heavy lift through a narrow opening felt impossible. Surprisingly, even the MUBA needed a slight lift to squeeze through our doors, highlighting that online dimensions weren't perfectly accurate, but it still fit where the Genie wouldn't have.
Well, it's you know, it's a lie, because online they said that it's 70, what is it, 74 centimeters?
Then big there, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, no, that's all.
Yeah?
Yeah. Ranger.
Yeah.
So we're in there.
Well, I'm quite happy that I didn't want to win with an SLA then, because the SLA is even wider.
Yeah. Do you take a picture where you left it or anything? No, I'll just give it back just a sign now I'm done. Lovely, thank you, mate. That's all right.
And many thanks to Brendan Hire Station, because they've been amazing. Now, this is definitely not sponsored by them, because I paid for everything, so don't worry about that. But they were great, and they brought everything to us, kept me informed, so definitely pleased with that. And, you know, this tool was going to save our lives. After that small break, let's get cracking with the real work. We still have a lot of the wall left, and we need to get cracking because the foundations need to be dug, because we want to get the building control in next day. And as we progress, now it was time to deal with the serious problem that we had. The lintel that was still half stuck into the other wall. How are we going to get it out? Well, thankfully, we have the MUBA steel lifter. If you think we were nervous trying to do this, you're wrong. We were very, very seriously worried, and we really didn't know how to get this down the best way. But, you know, we suspended it on one side and just tried to sort of slowly get it out of the other wall a little bit better, and then use the steel lift to get it down. And you know what? It worked. And this is a disclaimer for anybody doing this type of work. You probably are better off wearing hard hats. I do sometimes, and Brad does sometimes, and you know, we all do health and safety sometimes. But yeah, apologies for people looking at us thinking we are crazy, because you know what, actually we are. The house is not falling apart yet. Anyway, as you can see, we did it, and here we are cutting this concrete beam, lintel, whatever you want to call it, into pieces. We came, we saw, we conquered, you know, anyway, we got it done.
So as you can see, the supporting wall is out. It was a tough day yesterday, truly was, and we literally put the steel in place, took the wall out, and started digging the foundation. So now building control is coming today, and I just hope it's good news, because we found this amazing big piece of concrete already existing into the existing foundation. So that would make our life so much easier, because obviously we're not going to take that out, but we're going to pour around it and make sure that there's some rebar in there. I just need to figure out how we can do this, but it's so good to see that there's already something in place. It was so scary, but we're literally at the next stage. Like, I'm literally standing on a floor that's being supported by acrows. And that is something that says a lot, that the house is still intact. So now on to the next step of the build, which is getting the steel in place. And that's going to happen not today, but another day. So there's still this tiny little wall down there. I will have a look downstairs in a second. Shouldn't be touching this. So that is just what we said, like, let's just leave it for today, because we have to focus on the foundation. So let's go and check on the foundation now, so that we'll show you what building control is going to see and hopefully be positive about.
So yes, we did a lot in one day, and this was literally at the end of the day of us taking away the wall. So this is the piece of concrete we were talking about. Get ready to see this beauty. Oh my god, there's no more wall. Everything's tidy-ish. Oh, such a beautiful thing to see. I can't wait to get the big steel up and get everything done. Get the concrete poured, get the supporting wall built underneath the other side of the steel. There's still a huge amount to do, so enjoy this video before we make more mess.
The next day.
Structural engineer's just been for the second time. In fact, I meant building control. Obviously. Why the second time? Basically because the hole we did the first time round was not big or deep enough. We thought we could get away with that because there's already an existing structure, but no. So we dug a bit more and now everything is okay. Yesterday was Tuesday, today's Wednesday. They came to sign off everything for that hole. That is deep enough, wide enough, and it is now. So tomorrow, steel will go in, but before that can happen, this needs bitumen paint because it's going to go underground with concrete, so obviously you don't want any weather to eat into it, so I'm just going to give it a quick brush. When you deal with tar-like paint that is black, you obviously do not wear white clothes, so I took off my coat. So this is today done in my normal clothes. Tomorrow we're back in the work clothes. Now I'm just going to go home. We're going to do fun stuff with my son who's sleeping in the car, my dad. So from the Netherlands, he's looking after him right now. So hopefully when he wakes up, we're going to do some fun stuff and relax a little bit, because that mental stress and the physical stress that we've had the last few days, it's just been a lot. It's a lot of thinking ahead of like what needs to be done so that we can get everything done on the Thursday when we want everything to get done. James has been so kind to drop off 2 more acrows. James the builder, he's been so kind to us and so helpful, and I'm so happy that I actually didn't need him for any of this. Like, I obviously was like, okay, how am I going to go from here? And he's obviously been happy to answer my questions, but he didn't have to be on site, so I'm sure that's a win for him as well. But I'm just really excited to move forward with this big steel, and tomorrow we're back and I'm gonna rest, or I'll try. And I did not rest because I have a toddler, so yeah. Today the steel's going up, and we've just propped it up with all those stones. It's very wobbly, so obviously health and safety, you know, we've ticked all those boxes clearly. We're going to strap it up now on the joists to make sure that it doesn't just fall down. So, I mean, health and safety, right? Correct?
Exactly, you know.
So, and then afterwards we're going to be using the lift over there. It will be up in an hour's time at least, so fingers crossed. Okay, this needs context. Why have we stacked the steel on the bricks? Well, A MUBA steel lifter can only go as low as what you can see on the screen right now. I didn't think that through, but then at the same time, a Genie lift would not have fitted through my door. So yeah, this is a problem. But hey, we made it work, because look, we're just stacking them and we're just getting them up higher and it's okay. I definitely will not do this the same way again in the future. But this is how we did it this time and we made it work, because look at where we're going now. We actually are suspending the steel as well, just to prevent it falling, just to make sure we have some sort of health and safety in place, because there's only so much we can do right now. Now you must also be wondering, wait, where is the other steel? Did you not pour concrete first to create a pad? Wait, where is the supporting wall that you put the steel on the other side? Whoa, you know what? This calls for some explanation. Our builder came with this great idea. I don't know if this is how he always does it, but this really worked for us. Basically, get the steel up into the ceiling, against the joist, and then prop it up with acrows. So instead of us trying to maneuver a very heavy steel into an existing wall that we've built before, we can just build the wall underneath the steel on one end, and that is just going to fit perfectly. And on the other side, the vertical steel is going to hang from the main steel and we're going to pour concrete underneath. So we don't have to pin the to the foundation, because there's already existing concrete foundation here at the bottom. But what we are going to do is to help get the concrete a bit stronger is we have these 12 mil steel rods that are going to go into the existing foundation here at the bottom. We're going to drill as deep as we can, and we're going to fold it over just so we have some reinforcements when we start pouring the concrete, because obviously this is still going to sit on top of this and you want to make sure that the new concrete is pinned to the original foundation as well. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, his name is Brad and he's going to drill a hole. So yeah, all jokes aside, you know Brad. We are putting in 4 pieces of rebar to make sure that when we pour the concrete, it all sticks to the original concrete as well. Now this is where we do things differently.
So this is obviously not going to be like this and sit here forever and hover in the air, because it's going to be on a 800 by 800, 750 minimum deep concrete pad. Now, why didn't we do that first? Now, our builder has given us some really good insights and I would like to share those with you.
And this is how we do it. 1. We suspend the vertical steel from the main steel and it's hanging in the air. 2. We put the nuts and bolts hanging in the bottom of the steel. 3. We pour the concrete underneath the steel. This means the concrete will actually grip around the nuts and bolts. But if you were to do it differently and pour the concrete first, you might need to add some stackers underneath the steel to get it to the right height, because there's always a chance that the pad isn't tall enough. You would need to drill holes into the pad and then probably need some resin like roll plug to actually get it attached to the pad. Now we can skip this because we actually pour concrete underneath the steel. And this is the current state of the property. We've got the steel up, we've got the other steel hanging, and on the other side, toothed out the other existing wall, where we will add a new wall with the right amount of Newton pad stones according to the plans of the structural engineer.
Meanwhile,
how's it going? You impressed by the work? How's it going, Brad?
Yeah, going good, going good. It will all match up soon, just got to try and get it to match the other.
That's fine. If you ask Brad, this was like Tetris. The stones were a similar size, but at the same time they weren't, so this was quite a challenge for us. Although you might not see me in front of the camera a lot of the time, I'm doing a lot of project managing and I've just placed this massive order so we can crack on with the project. Time for some maths. Basically, I've chosen for cement 1 part, 4 parts of ballast. And yeah, let's get some sort of, I guess, measuring. I guess that's what it is. Don't even know how much water I need. Ugh. How much water do I need? This is the day I realized I screwed up. Why am I doing this by hand? Why didn't I just hire a cement mixer? This is crazy.
Get one of those machines in and just walk it in.
Cement truck here. So if you think of all those,
You have to know exactly what cubic feet you want.
Yeah.
That's bloody hard.
Yeah.
And that is where you heard my regret. I'm getting a truck in next time. I don't want to do this again. And that's literally how I felt. And yeah, I've made an executive decision to never ever do this by hand again. So here we go, filling a hole one bucket at a time.
I've had the best help of my mom and her partner. And, last week I had my dad, which was amazing for the steel and everything. It's just been so amazing having people come over and helping me out, because I can't just do this by myself. I genuinely need that extra support and extra help, extra hands. So they've been amazing.
Yep, random fast forward to the next week where I'm getting help with the cement. It is so much more doable when you actually have a team to help you out.
Almost there, not quite. We still have a long way to go. A couple of bags of ballast. We're getting there. And then at least we'll be ready for building control.
A few takeaways. 1, hire a cement mixer or get the concrete delivered to you. And 2, if you are doing this by hand or using a cement mixer, just buy bulk bags of ballast and get everything delivered to you, because I had to go back and forth between Travis Perkins a lot. And they definitely know me by first name basis now. And it's done. Doesn't that look amazing? At all levels, so nothing to worry about.
So next up, we've got building control. So hopefully everything will sort itself out. And I'll see you next time.
How is that for a translation for you? That is horrible. Next time, building control. Are they going to sign off? Are they not going to sign off? And is the house still going to be standing after we take away those acrows? Who knows? But there's so many exciting things happening, including many, many deliveries. Now it's time for you to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications, because I'll be back with another video of making lots of random mistakes. So I'll see you in the next one.